filming the 6th annual CO Awards.
Okay, what exactly are you guys filming?
Oh, well, this year, basically, we've been doing this for about 6 years now, and every manufacturer, well, they win in certain categories, best in class, compact, SUVs, etc. And we figured that this year we might as well give them an insight, the deliberations as well as the readers, on how we actually get to this conclusion. In the end, we all argue about it and then cast our votes. It's as simple as that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bianca King and Rovilson Fernandez.
Sorry that took a little long. I was kind of looking for my co-host, but I couldn't find him. Has anyone seen Rovilson? Has anyone seen Rovilson picking on the food somewhere there? Because I couldn't find him backstage. Well, anyway, good evening everyone and welcome to the 6th Annual C Awards. Before we start, I just want to say that these guys have purposely kept me in the dark. See, I don't even know where my co-host is. Sorry, Kevin, where is Rovilson? What's going on? What?
Kev, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? The seal? Today? That's today? Of course that's today. Oh, yeah, I'm on the way. James. Remember where you left me? Hang on, Rovilson! Dude! No, let's go already. Open the door, open. I drive. I'm the host. Oh, yeah, go. Damn it! Lady!
Call Carly. You gotta call Carly. He's gotta bring Cam. We'll never make it. He's gotta actually call the. It's there. I know. It's
Carlo, right? Carlo.
No, it's under loser.
Loser. Oh, okay.
Just call in and
That's
ask
my
him
number.
to bring. Oh,
The other loser. Loser two. Okay.
He has to meet us. We cannot.
We're not gonna make it.
No. He's gotta meet us somewhere. He's gotta text. Just call. Just
Okay.
call.
Oh, sorry. It's
Call
ringing.
me.
It's ringing.
Okay. He said,
Meet us on the road. We gotta do an exchange on the road.
My leopard skin. Just
The leopard skin down.
Where exactly are you?
We're on the rotonda.
It's a pretty big freaking rotonda. Where on the rotonda are you?
Are you on the rotonda also?
This thing's as big as Makati.
Stop.
Okay, stop. I'm stopped on the rotonda. What about you?
We're stopped on the rotonda too.
You can't both stop. It's a rotonda. Go around. Isn't that a straight jacket? Oh my God, what's that? That's insane! Oh my God, can you see that? What is that? I don't know. Wait, check it out. There, it's over there. I think it's Mark Nelson. What are you talking about? Mark Nelson, he's over there. Just say, yeah, I think I saw him up there in the yeah, he's up there. He's there. Look, just check it out. Yeah, no, he's up there. What? I don't know, maybe it was just a...
There you are.
Sorry.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, me tripping off the stage was part of the theatrics. That was my contribution.
Nicely done. Thank you for holding up the show.
Where on earth?
I don't know. I got a new driver, and he's a bit slow. Forgive me. He didn't even do my tie right. So pasensya na for.
So that's what you see magazine boys do in the car, get undressed. And then hopefully
yes.
get dressed again after.
Well, we don't condone that. We don't condone counterflow as well. But hey, we got here, and it's so good to be here. You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. So do you.
Doesn't Bianca look fantastic, guys?
Woo! Thank you. That's how I make up for tripping on stage.
Thank you. Okay, bad hair day too. Anyway, is everybody having a good time tonight?
The food is fantastic,
All
isn't
right.
it? We were able to steal some.
Oh, yeah, rub it in that I didn't get any food. Anyway, all right, you know what? Bianca's revved up, I'm revved up. Time to get this show on the road. It's time to award the best of the best, because we got a lot of awards to hand out, don't we? The nominees, in order to qualify, must be tested and properly reviewed by the C team by the end of March 2010. So unfortunately, cars reviewed or launched after that will have to qualify for next year. Oh, all right, but that's okay. We get to see you guys again next year.
So anyway, throughout the program, we will also be showing you never before seen and heavily re-edited C videos. So Rovi, let's start the night with the multi-purpose vehicle category, and the nominees are Mitsubishi Fusion GLS, Toyota Innova 2.5G, Isuzu Crosswind Sportivo.
I agree.
Me too.
It's a question that answers itself.
But didn't the Fusion improve?
No, but it's a good alternative to the Innova. I mean, if you just can't bring yourself to buy from a Toyota, well, you go to
I think if anything
Mitsubishi.
against a Toyota is that there are so many of them.
So many
I
of
think
them.
that would be something that would put some people off. It's Kotse ng Bayan.
Helps.
Amongst all three, though, the Crosswind, I would have to say, it looks the most badass.
Layers and the oversized.
It's the most
Yeah.
SUV-ish.
Yes,
very
well, that's
macho.
true.
It does look macho. There's no doubt about
I
it.
think Toyota set the template in that particular
In that-
category,
yeah.
and they still lead it because they've consistently refined. So just when the competitors catch up, they're somewhere else already. And remember, this has been the best-selling vehicle in its class, and it's at the end of its lifespan already, and it's still selling well. That says a lot about the car.
Absolutely.
Wow. It's like The View, but with guys.
They were actually deliberating the next trends for next season. Kidding.
All right, and the winner is...
Toyota Innova 2.5G.
Congratulations to Team Toyota.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the giving us award. First thing tonight, it's very honorable to us. We are trying to serve a good product in the future as well. Thank you very much.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
All right, moving along.
Okay, and the nominees are Mitsubishi Strada 3.2 liter 4x4 GLS Sport, Nissan Frontier Navara LE, and Ford Ranger 3.0 XLT.
I can argue the power of the Navara, even at a 2.5 liter, outclassing the 3.2 liters. I really have no complaints with the power. I mean, I just find it, it's well built.
It is very good.
I
There's
would
no
have
doubt
to
about
say,
it.
but can I just add this, that I find that the Strada has a
Me
better
personally,
ride.
I like the Ford Ranger because it has really good power.
The Duratorque
Yeah,
engine is very good.
And Bianca, the winner is...
Nissan Frontier Navara LE.
Thank you very much to the management and staff of C Magazine for this wonderful award. Truly, the Nissan Frontier Navara is the sport utility truck, and this accolade comes from the best to the best automotive magazine, C Magazine. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Nissan. Of course, the editor-in-chief actually drives a Navara. Yeah, James.
Right, and the next category is the compact SUV class with 5 seats. And the nominees are Subaru Forester 2.5 XT, Mazda CX-7, and Hyundai Tucson 2.4 GLS.
Drive for drive, there is no comparison. The Forester XT owns the segment. But the CX-7, wow.
It's a beautiful
You
car.
really like the CX-7?
The look is just fantastic.
I drove the CX-7. It felt like it cost twice as much.
In a good way?
The Tucson,
Yes.
on the other hand,
I mean,
No,
the
for me,
quality of the interior.
If the CX-7 had the turbo engine, then I would agree with you. Oh,
I think it looks
good.
better than
Okay.
the CX-9.
Yeah.
What?
I think it does.
No,
But
I can't
it's
agree.
very
No,
toy.
the rear end is toy, as you said.
Toy.
It's
The
very
rear.
toy. The rear
That's the
end
part
is
I don't like. Is
very,
the
very,
rear.
very toy.
Hey, we haven't talked about the Tucson.
The Tucson is the poster boy for value for money.
Yes.
How much can you actually put into that? I mean, it's got to weigh in a
Dual
lot.
panel sunroof on a compact SUV.
And the gas. You know what?
And did you see the mirror? It has the camera in
That's
the mirror.
We took these out of town to Marinduque, and I drove it all the way, and I was just blown away by the value for money. How they were able to price it like that.
By the car, okay.
And the winner is Subaru Forester 2.5 XT.
Thank you to C for this award. I think this is the third time that the Subaru Forester got this award from C. Thank you.
Congratulations. Third time is a charm. Congratulations, Subaru. Next is the 7-seater compact SUV class. The nominees are Toyota Fortuner 3.0V, Kia Sorento 2.2R CRDI, Mitsubishi Montero Sport GLS Sport.
Mitsubishi Montero because it's the best selling and quite new in the market, and find it sexy.
Yeah, I think they really did a home run with it because usually the before that the standard was the Fortuner.
Yes.
But same kind of truck, ladder frame chassis, diesel engine, 7-seater. The thing is, the Montero has the most usable space inside. You fold all the seats down, it creates a really big box so you can put all your stuff in it. It's like a Strata with a roof.
But I think the wild card here is the Sorento diesel. The 2.2-liter diesel, you can get that for 1.3. I think they had a
Just
promo.
short of 1.3. The promo was so good
that they had to can it.
Yeah, they had to can it,
Because they
actually.
simply just can't meet demand right now. Because
And
there's
it
just,
really looks nice.
and it's well equipped, and it's a monocoque, and it drives like a car.
I mean, it's got 197 horsepower from 2.2 liter, smallest engine of the three, with more fuel efficiency and a 6-speed automatic transmission compared to the 2 other cars with 4-speed transmissions.
And the winner is
Kia Sorento 2.2 CRDI.
Thank you so much for this award, and congratulations to C Magazine and the selection board for the wisdom and intelligence to know what really is the best. Thank you.
Our next category is the mid-size SUV class. The nominees are Mazda CX-9, Kia Mojave, Subaru Tribeca.
Driven the CX-9, it is an awesome ride, 20-inch wheels. Overall, I still like the Tribeca. I think the Tribeca offers the perfect compromise between sportiness, comfort, space, build quality. For me, the ideal SUV in that segment.
What about the Mojave?
Now, the Mojave is the most robust of the three. It's the vehicle that you can actually take off-road
Okay.
Okay, rather, I mean, the others are soft roaders. Mojave is quite a great vehicle, actually.
You know what? I think the price of the Mojave is kind of against it. It's one of those things where Kia didn't get their pricing as they didn't nail it like they did with the Sorento. We're talking 2.9.
Yeah, it was 2.9.
That's a good 100,000+ more than the other two.
That's true. Yeah.
And the winner is Mazda CX-9. Pretty good gas consumption on the Mazda 3.
Nicely done.
Thank you so much to the C team, and of course, congratulations to all the nominees.
Congratulations, Mazda.
America, home of the brave, also said to be the land of the free. Although I bet that was said by somebody who didn't have to pay for his own gas. Welcome to C Magazine's epic adventure across 3 golden states. From sunny California, all the way through to the sinful streets of Nevada and the ruggedness of Arizona, there's only one name. Our journey begins in a cheap motel in San Carlos, San Francisco, where he picked up the X6N.
You know how much this German spent to reduce the weight of this car?
And we've just added to it once again. I have a proper bag, but of course, Deacon
has the Balikbayan special.
Good God.
And we're not even done yet. Okay lang, anak. We'll be there shortly. Like a bag of prawns in the sun.
Now turn left.
We're off.
The plan was to drive from San Francisco to Yosemite National Park, Las Vegas, and the Grand Canyon, and of course back again. But the biggest difference is while most magazines would revolve their trip around historical sites or national landmarks and monuments, etc., ours is pretty much punctuated by, well, food. And if there was ever a candidate for Palate's Got Talent, it's got to be Kevin Limpopo. And our connoisseur was in fine form this trip, putting just about everything that he saw in front of him into its rightful home. But of course it didn't end there. It just kept arriving, and arriving, and arriving, and arriving, and arriving.
They'll all be consumed.
I had to remind Kevin that we were actually there for a road trip and not just looking for roadkill and black bean sauce. But little did I know, my job was going to now become twice as hard, because if there's anything that eats more than Kevin, it's a BMW X6M.
Champ got too lazy. Ain't gonna fly now, he's just taking up space. Sold his gloves, threw his eggs down the drain. But he's no bum, he works down the street. He bought the neighborhood deli. Back on his feet, now he's chopping up meat. Come inside, maybe you'll hear him say, Kaiser, they're on special tonight. If you want, you can have an appetizer. You might like our salami and the liver's all
official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Oris. Stylish, strong, powerful. Oris, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
Our next category is the full-size SUV class. The nominees are Ford Expedition Eddie Bauer EL, Chevrolet Suburban, and Toyota Land Cruiser.
The Expedition.
Really,
if you're talking,
it's sulit.
It's huge.
It doesn't make sense in any other segment except when you have to transport a lot of people. But if you're ferrying around one executive to work backwards and forwards, it does not make sense.
But maybe, James, if you travel to a rough road or to somewhere off the highway.
Yeah, the Land Cruiser. Yeah, you're right. The Land
best.
Cruiser would be the better vehicle if you do go out of town. Off-roading more often.
Yes.
Well, it's definitely the better off-road vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no
You have a point.
definitely, and it does everything, and it's bulletproof. The problem is, however, is it worth 1.2 million pesos more? A hell of a lot of money.
Really?
Now,
Yeah.
and the Suburban is another great car, but
Really
except for
good
the
now.
size, I mean,
It's
even
just
if
so big. It's
Unless
just
you're
too
protecting
big
the
already.
president.
even it may seem really huge.
So it makes more efficient use of the available room.
There you go.
And the winner is
Ford Expedition Eddie Bauer EL.
Again, thank you so much for this award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ford. Our next category is the Premium Compact SUV class. The nominees are Volvo XC60 D5, BMW X1 2.0D, Lexus RX 350.
The XC60, it looks really, it's the best looking Volvo I've ever seen so far. It sounds like a camera, like XC60 D5. Okay.
Actually, my problem with the X1 is as great as it drives. Problem is the price.
Yeah.
It's just so much money.
Well, I have to say, I've had the privilege to drive all three of these cars. All of them are outstanding cars. Thankfully, they're all in different directions. So they're not exactly, while they're in the same category, they're not exactly going head to head. I say this because for refinement, it's a 350 for me. I think it's a very smooth and refined SUV. But for safety, practicality, the Volvo presents the strongest case. It's also got that new feature of City Safe. That's really cool. The BMW X1 is unique. It's somewhere around the crossover. It reminds me of like those medium cut basketball shoes, not quite the high cut. It's somewhere
like
between a
what
wagon
Dom
and an
Magsaho
SUV.
likes to wear. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Okay.
it does provide a purpose for somebody who wants that in the middle of an SUV and a wagon.
And the winner is Volvo XC60 D5.
Wow. Love that car.
Our sincere gratitude to C Magazine for this recognition. Thank you very much.
When we left you, Kevin was a little busy gloating about his big win over the X6M after out-eating it, but it did have other repercussions.
That bad already? We're counting coins?
Will you just leave me alone?
Kevin's little stunt had completely blown the budget, and we were reduced to drinking washer fluid and going from this to this. And more worryingly, from this to this. I wasn't sure if they were handlebars or antlers. But the show must go on, so a quick call to our accounting department and a long and tall story that involved a bear. We got some cash wired over and we are back on the road.
Vegas, baby!
And that's how we began the most cliche road trip you can ever take. From the scenic mountain roads of California to the fiery pits of hell. That's right, Kevin managed to get us lost. And the 4-hour dream trip turned into a 9-hour nightmare.
Good afternoon, sir.
We got a fire and our roads are closed. Where'd you come from?
From San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have just stayed on. I don't know how you got here from San Francisco.
Okay.
Just turn around and
Turn
this is 120 that we're on right now.
Yes.
And then just once you see J132,
Okay.
just go south on that. And then J132 will take you to 49. And you go south on 49, and 49 will run you right into 140.
Fantastic.
From Mariposa. So.
All right, sir.
So basically, we're screwed.
Now turn left.
We have got a detour of about 2.5 hours through this because of a fire that Kevin started. We covered just over 2,000 miles over the contrasting landscape of the U.S. in the X6M, from the beautiful side to the side where God stopped caring. There's really nothing that we could throw at the X6M that couldn't handle beautifully, which is just as well, because 9 hours in a car with Kevin, you'll need every last one of those 555 horses, plus a kick-ass sound system just to drown them out. We finally hit Yosemite National Park, where we decided to give the X6M a well-deserved break and burn off some of those calories that we had picked up along the way and get back to nature. As crazy as it sounds, we spent longer getting to Yosemite than we actually did in Yosemite. And before we knew it, we were back on the road, driving through the day and night just to make it to Vegas on time. And Kevin, of course, chose Hooters as our hotel. Which sounds pretty cute, but you try getting an official receipt and getting it reimbursed when it says Hooters on it. And if you think that's tough, you try leaving the number of your hotel for your wife. Now, I'd love to tell you what happens after this, but as they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And there's no chance we're going to be airing our dirty laundry in front of you guys. So you're just going to have to use that imagination of yours.
I got a feeling.
Fantastic. I love that travelogue. Fantastic.
That looked like a really fun road trip. I would like to go on one of those. Maybe for next year's awards night, they'll bring both of us to the States to make something like that.
Yeah, get some real actors on there. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know why you can't do it though, Bianca?
Why?
You have to grow a full beard, obviously, to make it on.
Why is that?
Oh, did you see it's insane. It's like he had like a small animal on his face. You didn't notice?
Kevin always has that on his face.
Small animals on his face.
I don't think that's a prerequisite.
All right. And Kevin, you were lost. 3 letters, buddy. GPS. All right, anyway.
All right, and our next category is Premium SUV Class.
The nominees are Mercedes-Benz GL 550, Lexus LX 570, BMW X5 3.0D 5-seater.
Engine on that X5, huh?
I really love that
engine.
car.
Yeah. But you know what? The 570 is also a very, very, very nice car.
Yeah, I agree with you. Lexus is
Yeah,
really
you don't even need a
wonderful.
wang on these things. People just it
Park
parts
the Red
the sea
Sea.
like
Yeah, park in the Red
these are
Sea.
Moses mobiles. But yeah, I would think that it's the 570 has got just so much kit. And that's where I think BMW, because they've got so much invested in the engineering and that wonderful engine, that the customer, wow, when you sit there and you compare that Mark Levinson 19-speaker sound system, the fit and finish of the Lexus is just exceptional. The ride is wonderful. It's going to be a
GL's
tough fight.
got a lot of space.
It
GL's
does.
a lot of space. It's a great car, but it may be a little bit too big. And again, for the same amount of money, you're getting a lot more in the Lexus.
I think if you're more sporty inclined, it would probably have to be the X5.
Yeah.
And the winner is...
The LX Lexus 570.
To the C team, thank you very much.
It's worth repeating. Congratulations, Lexus LX 570. Now, next up, moving along in the awards category, is the Compact People Carrier class. The nominees are the Kia Carens EX CRDI, Suzuki APV Type 2, the Toyota Avanza 1.5G.
I like the Karens here, but I am still concerned about the fact that it doesn't have ABS. And in this category of, well, I think any new car's got to have ABS. The Suzuki APV, I didn't drive the Type 2. So, but you just had it.
Yeah. Actually, both Mike and I did, and we liked it.
It's the Vitara engine?
Yes, it does.
Uh-huh.
It does. So it makes all 96 horsepower or something like that.
Oh, yeah, they put it in a bigger
Yeah,
frame.
that was the thing. And again, that's part of the thrill.
RPM.
That's part of the thrill. Yeah, trying to get this thing moving. Come on! Come on! You can do it! And you're driving.
Now that's
your
character.
Ford. A 140.
That is a character building
No,
drive.
but it's fun.
Yeah. Which is why the Toyota Avanza is just like black and white, you know.
And the winner is
The Toyota Avanza 1.5G.
Thank you very much again.
short and sweet.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
Next up is the mid-size people carrier class, and the nominees are Kia Carnival EX CRDI LWB, lots of letters in that, Chrysler Town & Country Touring CRD, Toyota Previa 2.4Q.
Of sitting in each one of these cars, not driving it, but being driven in it. And I must say that nothing beats the Town & Country. The comfort of sitting in the back while having yourself driven around town, even when you're stuck in, like you said, some cars look for traffic. Look for traffic in the Town & Country, and
Did
don't
you
care.
try? We were in the back
Exactly.
seat. In the back seat of
Yes.
the. Did you try the Ottoman of the Previa?
It's an Ottoman?
It's an Ottoman. It changes everything.
Yes. What's an Ottoman?
The Ottoman is a fancy word for leg rest. It lifts up and you're in the back.
lazy
and
boy.
I mean, this is business class right here.
Yeah.
I like the look of the Previa.
Previa.
I think it's the best looking. It's got the Ottoman plus the electric doors. It's a Toyota, so
Right.
I think that's the strongest one there. What's the price on the Town & Country though?
The cheapest one would be 2.520.
Versus
Versus the Previa, the standard is 2.252.
Versus the
cheaper,
Carnival.
huh?
The Carnival is 1.5.
5.
Wow.
Starts at 1.
And with a
Ding,
ding,
winner,
and
winner.
well, that's with a short wheelbase. Long wheelbase
Long
is
wheelbase.
1.595.
Still.
That is
Big difference in
big
price.
And the winner is
They're cleaning house. Toyota Previa 2.4Q.
Thank you so much, C Magazine, for this award.
Congratulations.
Next up is the full-size people carrier class, and the nominees are Ford E150, Hyundai Grand Star X VGT GLS, and Toyota Hiace Super Grandia.
I liked its massive size and the fact that it can carry
the
30
Grandia?
people. Yeah.
The Grandia would fit in the E150.
That is true. That is true.
See, but it doesn't seat as many.
But no,
It's
it gotta be Grand Star X.
Yes.
I vote for the Toyota.
Yeah, me too.
Your vote doesn't count.
Nobody likes him very much, right?
And the winner is Hyundai Grand Star X VGT GLS.
Thank you to C Magazine for this continuing recognition of a great product. Thank you.
A new patrol only comes around every 12 years or so. So you can pretty much say that when a new generation is introduced, it's a pretty big deal. C Magazine was invited to Oman for the global launch of the all-new Nissan Patrol. An intriguing sultanate full of surprises and riddled with contrasts, which is pretty much the same deal with the car that's being launched. Just 1 or 2 hours in the place will shatter the stereotypes that exist in your head. Nissan were given $500 million to play with to develop this all-new Patrol, starting from the ground up. They worked on space, luxury, and on-road comfort without corrupting any of its legendary off-road capability. The result is an SUV that can climb like a mule but has the manners of a thoroughbred. Trying to compare this Patrol to the previous generation would be like comparing a cassette tape to an iPod. Both will get the same job done and get you just as far off the road, but the difference is in the ease of use. Nissan has taken all the guesswork out of four-wheel driving and turns a novice into an expert simply by the press of a button. Although most owners will never do this with their Nissan Patrol, that's not really the point, is it? Sometimes it's just about the power, the luxury, the lifestyle without borders, and of course the fact that you know that, well, you just can.
Our next category is the Premium Super SUV class. The nominees are Porsche Cayenne Turbo, BMW X6M, Land Rover Range Rover Sport.
And the winner is, of course, BMW X6M.
After the earlier video, I didn't think we'd get it, but thanks anyway, C Magazine.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
We would now like to ask Ms. Vivian Chua, Marketing Manager of Watchworks, Philippine distributor of our Swiss-made watches, to assist us as we present and honor the recipient of this year's Pachola Ramirez Achievement Award.
This year's recipient of the Pachola Ramirez Award goes to a man who has dedicated over 30 years of his life to the automotive industry. Felix Mabilog Jr. first joined DMG Incorporated as a marketing director back in 1970, during the time when the company assembled Volkswagen here in the Philippines. He would spend 10 years with the company, working his way up to Vice President of Manufacturing before joining Mitsubishi in 1980 as their Vice President for Operations. As President for Colombian Auto Car Corporation, Felix Mabilog Jr. has the distinct honor of turning Kia's brand profile around and making it one of the fastest growing car companies in the country today. C Magazine has chosen to bestow the highly coveted Pachola Ramirez Award on Mr. Mabilog, not only to recognize his success, but perhaps more importantly, to celebrate his passion, commitment, and dedication to a job that he loves, all of which are hallmarks of the award itself.
We would like to call on Mr. Felix Mabilog.
Mr. Carl Cunanan, Mr. Kevin Limhoco, distinguished members of the motoring media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to all of you. I guess you will understand my excitement when I heard that I am going to be the recipient of this award for 2010. And for that matter, I prepared a 10 pages, 2 hours acceptance speech for this occasion. Unfortunately, before I went up the stage, I was reminded that I have only 1 minute to make my acceptance speech. At the risk of this award being taken away from me, again, I have to follow what I was told. But, Kevin, once I go down from the stage, I'm going to instruct my people to cancel the 20-year subscription to the C Magazine that I have ordered and give you only 1 year. So I will lose the pleasure of talking to you for 1 hour and 59 minutes. But you will lose 19 years of subscription to the C Magazine. Is that a fair trade? Or a bad business decision? Given? Anyway, I have to stick to the 1 minute. I am deeply honored to receive this year's Pocholo Ramirez Memorial Award. It is really a great honor for me and my family to bestow this coveted award. And coming at this stage of my professional life, after spending more than 40 years, 44 years to be exact, in the automotive industry, long before many of you people have been born, I was already working in the automotive industry. I have assembled and worked on more than 7 brands, from Volkswagen to Mitsubishi to Mazda, BMW, Kia, Daihatsu, you name it. And to me, giving this award is like, you know, going up again in school during graduation time to get our diplomas. So you must understand how I feel to be given this award at this time of my life. And I will cherish this for the rest of my life. So I would like to thank the C Magazine publishers and editors, to Mr. Carl Cunanan and to Mr. Kevin Limhoco, to the distinguished members of the editorial board and the staff for the honor of this award. And I would like to congratulate them also for having the wisdom and the intelligence to know to whom to give this award. And to the family of the late Pocholo Ramirez, to whom this award has been named in his honor, I would like also to say thank you very much. to Ellen, his wife, and children, to Cookie, to George, to the rest of the Ramirez clan, thank you very much for this award. I am sure you share with me the honor and the happiness that I am now feeling to be given this award. Pocholo Ramirez himself, bless his soul. We have been friends for some time, but I will take 1 more minute. But I have fond memories of Pocholo when he was president of the Baguio Verde Country Club. When every time he sees me, he will say, Felix, let's go ballroom dancing. And that time, ballroom dancing was a fact. And we will dance the night away. But I'm sure Pocholo now is in good hands. I think he is now dancing with the angels in heaven. You have to leave some for us, Pocholo. So I am, again, deeply honored for this award that is bestowed on me. And I will always remember, and I will keep this award will have a special place at home to remember Pocholo. So again, thank you very much for C Magazine, to everybody, to my colleagues in the industry.
Wow. We actually were also told to take out Sir Felix after 1 minute, but there's no way we're messing with him. Now, we hope you're all enjoying the evening. So far, we've reached the halfway point. Ladies and gentlemen, we begin the second half of the 6th Annual C Awards with the Mini Compact class. The nominees are Suzuki Celerio, Kia Picanto LX DLX, Hyundai i10 1.1L GLS.
I really like how the Celerio looks. I really do.
Just not in pink.
Yeah, of course.
I've actually seen that in pink, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's popular in pink. Agree with James, you mentioned earlier, but the
I
i10
like the
is a great
i10
car.
here. I think it feels like the most well screwed together car. However, it is pricey.
Yeah.
It is kind of pricey, and at this price range, you know, I mean, when you're talking about in the million peso range, 10, 50,000, 10, 50,000 is not going to make a huge difference. But here, it's 10, 20% of the cost of the car sometimes.
Correct.
So, but I'd still probably go for the i10.
The Kia Picanto is actually a good car, but I honestly think the consumer should pay a little bit more and actually pick up the Rio.
And the winner is
Suzuki Celerio.
Thank you very much for everybody. We will serve to the customers with environment-friendly vehicles. Thank you very much.
We have the highly competitive subcompact class up next. Actually, you know, the votes were so tight that there are 4 cars nominated. And these are Mazda 2 1.5R Sport, Toyota Yaris 1.5G, Suzuki Swift 1.5 VVT, and Honda Jazz 1.5V.
The Swift used to be the winner. It was most distinctive. But now, that goes to the Mazda 2 for now until the Ford Fiesta comes into play.
As an overall package, though, the Jazz is practically unbeatable.
That's the thing.
It
No,
hasn't been beaten yet in the segment,
correct,
has it?
correct. Because that's the thing. If you're talking about just pure driving, I mean, really dynamic driving, the Mazda has it in spades. But the
Jazz is.
the
I mean,
Jazz
you
is
got
a
the
more
utility
complete,
seats.
more complete car,
Yeah.
more
VTEC
luxury,
engine, More refined. 120
more
horsepower.
refinement.
But don't forget the
I'll feel
Toyota
you, brother.
Yaris.
But the Yaris has a lot of,
Might be
you know,
an old car.
aftermarket add-ons.
Yeah, might be an old car, but still quite a good car to drive.
And the winner is
Mazda 2 1.5R. Motorsport.
To the management and staff of C Magazine, thank you very much.
The next category is the C Drive of 2009. This is the car that the C team unanimously felt was the very best drive of the full previous year of testing. This car had to be extremely special regardless of price. And in the year 2009, there was one car that stood out the most. Only 5 cars in the whole world were built. And C's James Deacon was the first and only journalist in the world to drive it. Good on you, James. And the Pagani Zonda Cinque.
Nicely done.
I got that. Let us please give the car a round of applause. Talking about exclusive. And speaking of exclusive, we will also present to you the very first public video presentation of the Pagani Zonda R2.
One of only 5 of this type of car built in the entire planet. It is one of the most exclusive cars on Earth, and at $2 million, possibly the most expensive. And considering all 5 are being pre-sold, we were not just the first, but possibly the last journalists to get to drive one.
C Magazine will present this award as the best drive of 2009. Thank you so much for the honor.
Thank you very much. Grazie, molto grazie. Bellissimo.
Wow.
That was definitely worth the neck pain. Beautiful car. It actually looked like it belonged into some Batman movie, didn't it?
Oh yeah, only 5 were made, and again, impressive. Now, not only was the vehicle impressive, but leave it to C Magazine to be there when history is being made. Congratulations again to James for test driving it, you lucky son of a gun. All right, now, our next category is the compact car class. The nominees are Kia Soul EX, Mitsubishi Lancer EX GTA, that just passed me up on the road on the way here, Ford Focus TDCi Power Shift.
I think the Lancer is a strong contender because it looks very good. It's fairly refined. It's got a lot of kit 6-speed CVT, 2-liter engine,
The
paddle
Heritage, the
shifters,
rallying Heritage.
magnesium, mind you, all disc brakes, ABS, and the handling is pretty
Rockford
good.
Fosgate audio system.
Rockford Fosgate, that stereo is really.
It is, you know what,
You know.
absolutely awesome. And there was a point where I was picking company cars and it was between these two.
Actually, that's right.
And for me, it's all of that swayed me towards the Lancer, but it was I got corrupted by the power of the Focus. Plus, you got that, they've done over 1,400 something kilometers. They now set a record from fuel economy. So you got the power and the economy, plus that awesome DCT or that power shift that they call it.
Yeah.
It's just hard to beat that package. Yep.
Kia Soul is there because we nominated because of being very distinctive, very different in that whole segment. Yeah, I think it's just fun. If there's anything, it looks very different.
It's like
So it
driving a
drives
concept
fairly
car.
well.
And the winner is...
Again, this car passed me up on the way here. Mitsubishi Lancer EX GTA.
Thanks, C Magazine, for choosing our Mitsubishi new Lancer EX. Thanks a lot.
Next up is the premium compact class. And the nominees are Subaru Impreza WRX hatch, BMW 120D, Mini Cooper S.
Impreza WRX hatchback, my vote.
Why did I just think he was going to say
For
that?
sure. No, I actually like the BMW 120D a lot.
Me too.
Great
Me
handling car, 177 horsepower, fantastic engine. Thing is, it is going to go through a facelift very soon, so that's one drawback from the car.
But we're talking about for the now, right?
Yeah, but for now, it is very
but
good.
if you're buying it now, you're thinking about the future. I mean, that kind of
Yeah.
investment,
True. Yeah.
you don't want to be stuck with something that's been phased out. This is why there's embargoes.
correct.
I am emotionally attached to the Mini Cooper S, but my head would probably sway me towards the WRX because of price, performance, etc. But at that kind of thing, I would probably throw my hat in for the Cooper S, just to be different.
For me, the most sensible choice is the Impreza, if only for the space. Because
Correct.
performance-wise, it's all-wheel drive, 230 plus horsepower, low center of gravity, so it's a driver's car, and it's quite practical too.
But the Mini Cooper S really has character.
Yeah.
It is a toy.
Yeah.
icon.
It's the toy.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm going to need to take a break because I got to drop a bomb.
And the winner is...
Mini Cooper S.
Love, 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 love this car.
C Magazine, thank you.
Well said, sir. Congratulations again, Mini Cooper.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
All right, next up is the executive class. And the nominees are Subaru Legacy GT Sedan, Toyota Camry 3.5Q, and Honda Accord 3.5 SV.
GT.
Yep, I think so. But Honda Accord has a very good engine.
You're right.
643.
And it's the only one that has that displacement
yep.
where you can change the displacement, which is really cool, I think. But honestly, Mike, in this country, it doesn't work as well as in the highway driving of the States, etc. We would benefit more from hybrids if we're talking about fuel economy because of our stop-starts.
Right.
When you start cutting down the cylinders, it only works on the SE-Tex, the NLX.
Correct.
99% of our driving, unfortunately, is not there, which is why I go for the GT.
Yeah, the Accord and the Camry are both front-wheel drive. The Legacy is all-wheel drive.
Symmetrical.
Okay, and it actually spreads out its torque all throughout its power band and comes into the lower, so which makes it more drivable at lower speeds.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time, but these cars are also geared for luxury. It's not just about performance.
Now that's the thing. Now I would say that the Camry, of course, exudes a lot of luxury. I mean, it's very comfortable.
So does the Honda. I mean,
Yeah,
I have to
both,
be fair, but
yeah.
the feeling inside the Legacy
Right.
was very special. It's a for me
That
a
is true.
very nice combination of sport and luxury, and build quality is outstanding.
The winner is
Subaru Legacy GT.
We'd like to extend our gratitude to C Magazine and everyone involved for naming the Subaru Legacy as its premium executive sedan of the year. Thank you.
Next up is the premium sedan class. The nominees are Lexus IS 300, BMW 320d Sport, Mercedes-Benz C 200K.
I like the diesel engine BMW you've mentioned before, but the
Yeah.
3-liter,
Yeah.
even the 2-liter diesel is
Right.
outstanding, and I think it's a perfect fit for the 3 Series
Right.
and the 1 Series, the 120D. But value for money, the Lexus is pretty strong too.
Yeah, but the thing is, the BMW is at the end of its model
Yes.
range, and the Lexus has been around for a while now.
Whereas, the higher-end Lexuses tend to sell a lot better because people are understating their wealth. You see where I'm going? In the entry level, people
Nobody
are trying
sees
to...
where you're going, James.
Okay, well maybe we should move
No,
on.
but that problem is more with the ES, but I think the IS is actually quite outstanding.
It is.
Yeah,
I
it is a
mean,
very,
voted for
very
it in,
It's the
luxurious
ES
car.
that will have a problem because
Was
the
it
front,
last year they won?
the IS won.
It
Yes.
won last
In
year.
this category, the IS won, and before that, the C200K.
I would say the IS is the quietest car among the three.
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
He got me.
One of very few.
The winner is
BMW 320d.
C Magazine, many thanks again.
Our next category will surely leave you all breathless. The supercar class. And the nominees are Ferrari 599H GTE, Porsche 911 Turbo, and Mercedes-Benz SLS.
I'm just gonna start out by saying that the prettiest one is the Ferrari.
He always
Hands down.
Dude, okay,
You really
James.
have to
Okay,
say that.
hang on, James. Just give it to me, okay? I haven't driven any of these supercars, but aesthetically, the Ferrari's got to be the one.
Yes, I agree with you there. But the SLS with that
Going,
the-
it's
yeah,
a
the
tribute to
Gullwing.
a classic.
And
Okay,
Michael
but you know
Schumacher.
why to a classic? But if you're gonna say that it looks better than my Ferrari, I like how I said that, my Ferrari.
Yeah.
No,
Then
you're
you're
right.
basically doing buffalo wings against against a really hot babe.
All right, I can see where you're going with this, and that's why I'm asking you to stop. You're right. The Ferrari does look great, and the 599 is one of the nicest looking Ferraris, has a Grand Touring, etc. It's very, very nice. But I still always lean a little bit to the Porsche because I find it a more precision driving instrument. That's all.
Okay.
I find the Ferrari more emotional. You?
Well, my vote goes for the SLS, which was unbelievable.
Sacrilege.
AMG built this car from scratch. It's purely an AMG project.
Yeah, I'm still biased for
He's
the
Ferrari.
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 Yeah.
Andy,
Even
I'm
if it
still
wasn't
deciding
nominated,
between
it'd
the
vote for
Ferrari
it.
and the SLS.
the Ferrari and the SLS.
I'm still deciding which one really, tugs the heartstrings more.
and the winner is Bianca.
Rovi's pretty excited about this car. The Mercedes-Benz SLS.
Thank you very much to C Magazine, its readers, and congratulations for a great event.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien.
Well, so this is it. 17 hours of flying, almost 600 kilometers of driving from Milan.
I haven't showered in about 28 hours.
hour like 34.
Well, when in France. We're going to be driving the Mercedes-Benz SLS, the new Gullwing. Very exciting. The carbon fiber drive shares the same V8 as the SL63. However, this engine has been tweaked. Breathes better and has been massaged to create 563 horsepower, and has got 7-speed dual clutch transmission and carbon ceramic brakes. It's going to be fantastic.
Je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leur trémolo, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro.
Because they're so tall. It's like,
I know.
Thanks, Daddy! Yeah.
Yes, son.
Oh, this is great!
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
And our next category is the Premium Executive Car Class. The nominees are Mercedes-Benz E300, Lexus GS460, Jaguar XF 4.2 V8, BMW 530D.
But let's just go looks first. Let's just keep it layer by layer.
First.
I think looks, definitely the Jag.
Inside and out.
Inside and out, okay. Driving dynamics. Say hello to my little friend. This is a new benchmark. I think it's redefined the segment. The new 5 Series is awesome.
You look kind of shorter in that picture.
Yes, so let's not go there. But the E300, Andy made a mention before about.
I think it's an all-day touring sedan. It looks great outside, and inside it still feels luxurious. It's probably the ideal luxury car for a lot of people who don't want to move up to the S-Class already.
Then there's the GS.
And then there's the GS.
No, the Lexus GS 460 is a hell of a sports sedan.
That
a
is
lot
true.
of
It's a B8
metal
as well, right?
Yes, a lot of metal for the money.
A lot of, yeah, exactly.
Keeps.
But then, you know what, you're right, because that's what the Lexus has going for it. It's got a lot of kit, a great engine, all the comforts that everyone else is bragging about, but a lot less money. But this one has 4-wheel steering. It can park itself. Then again, with a driver,
you could get a Lexus to do that too.
Yeah, you get a driver. They can pick up the dry cleaning as well.
And the winner in the Premium Executive Sedan category is
BMW 530D.
Thank you once again, Teresa Charm.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
All right, our next category is the Premium Luxury Sedan Class. Oh boy. Cars we will never be in, basically, is what they're saying. The nominees are Lexus LS460L, Mercedes-Benz S400 Hybrid, BMW 730LD, Porsche Panamera.
All four are outstanding. It'll really depend on who the buyer is. Now, of course, the Porsche is more the driver's car. The BMW, all four can be driven. Really?
No.
No?
Not when you put the Porsche into the equation, sorry. You
Okay.
can't. I mean, all four could be driven the same way
Right.
if you didn't have the Porsche here, but the Porsche just changes the whole segment. Now,
But here's the point, James. Just with the Porsche, just for argument's sake, why
Yeah.
would you buy a four-door Porsche?
well, because it's
Because you're a driver.
Yeah.
You don't need a driver to drive the car.
because by the time you
Don't
made
get a
your
Porsche.
no, by
It's a
that
driver's car.
But don't get a Porsche.
it's a Porsche for people who have kids. I
Because
mean, you
you
can bring your
love to
friends
drive.
with you, and you want to share that experience times four. Four
Yep.
people can now join in the fun. The hybrid Mercedes-Benz, however, is if you're in that market for luxury,
Responsible CEO image.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Environmental.
Wow,
I
that's a
truly
solid
really
car.
like the Mercedes-Benz. The S Hybrid was dramatic to drive. I couldn't believe how good it was for such a small engine.
No mention for the 730?
The 730,
Oh, it's great.
it's well, Kevin's had more experience with it in Germany. I just think that the Lexus 460L is a great car for the executive because you're understating your wealth. And a lot of people don't want to, what they call mainit sa mata. It's just, they want to sit in the back. It reclines, it has a massager, it's just terrific. And it's well priced. It's far underneath the prices of those cars there.
And it can park itself.
Yes.
Apparently, this is a trait that James is
it's a
looking
big
for
issue
in every
now.
But the
car.
thing is, a Lexus will always be driven by a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Whereas the other three cars, you would be compelled to drive it at least once a week. Hopefully, if you're going to invest that kind of money, please, unless you really love your driver, I mean, by all means.
James was my driver and fire the son of a bitch.
I could park the car for you.
I'm gonna go put the kids in the pool.
Oh, yes. And the winner is Miss Bianca.
The Mercedes-Benz S400 Hybrid.
Going green does have its rewards now.
Thank you again to C Magazine. You can see the new SLS and the S400 Hybrid in the upcoming Philippine International Motor Show.
The next category is the Sports Sedan Coupe class, and the nominees are Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X10, Subaru Impreza STI, and Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8 V6.
Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10, the best track day car. A lot of motoring journals like it, but so expensive, James.
That's the problem. It's so close to the STI in terms of performance, and they've been arch enemies ever since. But with a 1.2
difference,
1.2, 1.3,
yeah,
that's another car.
Well, money not being a factor between the three cars, I actually would get the Mitsubishi MR. The MR10, actually, because
In the real world,
in the real world, I would do it. But with that price difference, it's hard to justify.
okay. But what about the Genesis then?
Incredible value for money. And then we talk about the warranty. It's got a 5-year warranty with 100,000 kilometers compared to the STI with 20,000 kilometers.
That's it?
Wow. I mean, that's another factor you get to.
And the winner is
Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8 VX.
Thank you once more to C Magazine. Thank you.
When C Magazine received an invitation from Ferrari to be the first publication in Asia to test drive their all-new 570 horsepower, 458 Italia. We promised that nothing would get in the way. Not even an ash cloud the size of Europe itself. For Kevin and Isabel, this meant long lines, strange smells, and one disappointment after another. Kevin is able to find a small window of opportunity, and finally, after hours of waiting, some good news arrives. Oh, and of course, they got their boarding passes too. But getting to Frankfurt was only half the problem solved. They still needed to find a way to Italy, and while renting a car seemed like the most logical option, they weren't the only ones to think of it. Plus, there were the road conditions. Avis eventually agreed to rent Kevin a car on the condition that he take a 200-kilometer detour from Frankfurt to Nuremberg to swap cars and then drive 550 kilometers to Modena, where at least something very special was waiting. Call it perhaps the appetizer to the main meal, but Kevin gets the advanced drive of the Maserati Gran Turismo S, which is the prim and proper cousin of the black sheep of the Ferrari family, which is about to be torn apart. And after more than 48 hours of grueling travel, they're finally united, man and machine.
I feel is the best Ferrari they've ever made. In fact, it could be the best car I've ever driven. It's not just the power, it's not just the drop-dead gorgeous looks. It's the incredible technology and attention to detail. This car has everything. It does everything better than anything I've ever driven in my life. So it's fast, it's beautiful, it's comfortable, it's even green. It actually produces the least amount of emissions Ferrari's ever produced. If this car was driven when it was meant to be driven last March, it would have been Supercar of the Year. Well done, Ferrari. Congratulations.
Wow. Best car I've ever driven. Heard it from the horse's mouth himself.
The Sea Boys are so lucky, aren't they? To drive all these fancy cars. All we get to do is talk about them.
If only we can grow beards, we'd get jobs. Oh well. All right. Anyway, the next category is the premium sports sedan coupe class. The nominees are Audi RS6, Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG, BMW M3 Coupe PCT.
I have an emotional attachment to M3s since I was in high school, and I was able to drive the latest version of the M3, and it was just wonderful. 400 plus horsepower V8, the two-door coupe. It just handled like a dream, and I was able to return it.
Audi RS6 has about 510 horsepower, V10 engine.
I don't even think
it
shouldn't even be
That's
there.
a proper car.
It's like the beast in the.
It may have the most power at 580 horsepower out of a bi-turbo V10.
Don't speak badly about my Audi.
Yes, but
don't do it.
But honestly,
don't do it.
It's too heavy.
Yep.
Very difficult to drive on a racetrack, but even on a regular road, it's more of a grand tour than a sports car.
I would stick to the M3 because I feel that if it's driving purity you're after, the M3 delivers it because it's so precise, and being a rear-wheel drive with that beautiful M diff, nothing corrupts that steering, and the steering in a sports car is as important. I'm sure you'll agree with me as a race car driver. It's as important as acceleration, braking.
But I'm choosing the C63. Now there is a performance pack for that car as well, bumping up the power to 487 horsepower.
Yep.
But it's more than just having a lot of power. It also has those 4 doors compared to the M3, although the M3 has a 4-door variant. But going back to the M3, it's a DCT that transforms the car.
And the winner is
Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG.
Thank you once again, C Magazine.
Aurus, official watch partner of the AT&T Williams team. The experts drive high-tech Williams and wear high-mech Aurus. Stylish, strong, powerful. Aurus, Swiss-made watches since 1904.
All right, the next category is the sports car class, and the nominees are Porsche 911 Carrera S PDK, Audi R8, and Porsche Cayman S PDK.
The R8 V8. It's now, there's a new one.
Yes, there is a V10, which is a little bit more powerful and better brakes and all that. But even the pure Garden variety V8 is unbelievable. Yeah. And it's really compared to the 911, being the more user-friendly sports car.
Oh, wait, hang on. Explain this to me. User-friendly? I mean, it's a sports car. It's not necessarily supposed to be friendly at all. It's supposed
remember,
to be...
it's still a business.
Strap you in.
It's still a business, and Audi wants to reach out to more consumers, a broader market.
The 911 is, for me, a very pure sports car. However, the exclusivity of an R8, there's not as many R8s around as there are 911s. And the fact that Tony Stark owns one.
Yep.
He's
Iron Man.
He bagged Gwyneth.
Huh?
He bagged
That's
Gwyneth
why I would,
because of
just
the
for
car.
that alone. Just for that alone. I'm going R8.
sports car category. The winner is
The Audi R8.
Thank you, C Magazine, for this award. This is definitely an honor. Again, thank you.
Audi. 2 more categories to go, and trust me, guys, they won't be disappointing. Woo! No, you're just weak in the knees from all the fantastic, sexy cars you're seeing. That's not, no, come on. All right, here we go. The next category is the Cabriolet GT class. The nominees are BMW Z4 3.5 S-Drive, Mercedes-Benz SL550, Porsche 911 Turbo Convertible.
Here I'll go for the 911. The 911 is when there's an emergency, you dial 911. And for me, that's important, right? When you need help, that's the car that's going to take you there. It's really, and the Cabriolet is one of those few cars that Porsche, well, not just Porsche, but it's a very hard thing to do to get the balance between the sports car without a roof and still keeping that rigid body and the handling. And I think Porsche have done a wonderful job. And the turbo is just phenomenal. It's really more than you need in a sports car without the compromises of, let's say, the GT3 and all the other cars that will rattle your fillings out of your teeth. This car will get you there. Plus, in traffic, it's like driving a Japanese sedan. It's really, really simple.
Yeah, how about the SL? I mean, you can get the SL in the 63 or the 65.
Yes, a little heavier though. I mean,
Yeah.
and a little blunter when you're driving around, performance-wise. I find it a bit blunt. It's like a butter knife versus a scalpel. Think about this. If it
Yeah.
was a Facebook status and you had to click like, who would you click?
Porsche 911.
Porsche 911.
9/11.
All right.
And the winner is Porsche 911 Turbo Convertible.
Again, C Magazine, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Portia. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for, Bianca. No.
Finally, we are at the tail end of the night.
But obviously, we've certainly saved the best for last, right?
Yes, and I think we did an okay job. I think time check. I wonder.
Oris time check is.
I wonder how long we've been on stage. But again, I think we did set the new benchmark for the C Magazine event. And for our last trophy for the evening, may I call on Mr. Jose Teodoro K. Limcauco from BPI Family Savings Bank. He is the president. And Mr. David G. Sarmiento Jr., BPI Family Savings Bank Senior Vice President, to join us on stage to award the C Magazine and BPI Family Auto Loans Consumer Choice Award.
As the gentlemen are congregating here on stage, I'll tell you what the award is all about. The Consumer Award is a culmination of votes tallied by both the C Team and the C Magazine website, with more weight given to the consumer vote-in, choosing which vehicle is perceived to be the very best overall value in the country.
Mr. Limcauco and Mr. Sarmiento, would you please do us the honor?
Well, tonight the C Magazine and BPI's Auto Loans
Consumer
Choice Award goes to the Honda Jazz 1.5V. Congratulations to Honda.
Thank you, C Family, BPI, and good evening, everyone.
Okay, congratulations, Honda Jazz, and thank you very much, gentlemen.
Do hang out for a couple seconds? Okay. Photo op.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially a wrap. We would like to congratulate all the winners and commend all the nominees, as they are all considered to be the very best in their respective categories.
We'd like to take this last opportunity to extend our sincere gratitude to the entire automotive industry. All of you here, thank you so much for supporting the 6th Annual C Awards. Oris Swiss Made Watches, BPI Family Auto Loan, Castrol Magnatech, Shell, Bella Roca Island Resort, and Feminine Spring Fragrances, Coca-Cola, the entire C Team. Yes, they deserve a big round of applause. And lastly, to the dynamic duo of James Deacon and Kevin Limhoko.
Congratulations, boys.
My name is Wilson Fernandez, alongside the beautiful.
And I am Bianca King, signing off. Thank you very much, everyone. We hope you all had fun, and have a good night.